Hey, it's Tuesday. It's coffee chat morning. Hi, hello. Gosh, my eyes will not stop watering. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I just rolled into the shop. Theod and Shelby are out there organizing. It looks amazing. It's good to be back to work. Christina and I had such an amazing weekend with Laurel. We had Laurel with us this weekend. I was about halfway to New York. Andrew was supposed to come up with us, and he got really, really sick with the stomach bug. And so I'm halfway to New York, and he's like, I just got so I can't stop shaking. I'm throwing up. And he's like, I'm so sorry. I really wanted to come. And I'm like, it's fine. We'll make it work. So he was supposed to bring Laurel's suitcase. We had to buy all these clothes. We had to buy a wagon. But we made it work. So it was a really, really fun time. It just rolling with the punches, got locked out of the Airbnb, found our way in. It was a lot of fun. Oh, there's Andrew. Speak of the devil. How you feeling?
Better, but I'm in a mood.
Oh, you're in a mood? That's not good. Are you in a mood? Do I want to ask while I'm live? No? Okay. We'll talk about it later. All right. Well, let me just hop over here. I'm going to go to YouTube and make sure we are set. Is his smiler broken? Yes. I am going to turn this over to, can't even remember how to do this. Subscribers only. And then we're going to get started because we've got a lot to talk about today. Alrighty. And there we go. Done. Okay. Perfect. We are fixed. I'm not going to do a shop the shop today. I have so much to do now that I'm back. I just have so much to get back to. So I decided to skip a shop the shop today, and I am doing a shop the shop tomorrow. So I'm going to skip the shop today, and I will be doing one tomorrow. It's just there's so much. There's so much to do. Yes, we see you, Autumn. Hi. Hello. So let me pull up the notes. So that I know so that I can stay on track, because you guys know I tend to wander a little bit. All right. Let's see. First of all, we had a really good time this weekend. That's first on the notes. So I'm just going to reiterate, it was a wonderful weekend at Madison Bachville. Yeah, Andrew did not have a wonderful weekend, but Christina and I had a great time. And so did Laurel. She had a blast. She had a really fun time. Okay, so Christina has added a chat channel. It is the Niknax Train Gazette. You can find that chat channel on the main page if you go to niknax.net. I believe it is, where is it? I think it's towards the end of the chat channels. You will find the Niknax Train Gazette. This is for updates because a lot of people were not tuning into the coffee chats. And I was like, well, if they don't tune into the coffee chats, then oh well. But Christina wanted to take it one more step, and she wanted to make a Gazette. So
she shows a lot of great initiative.
She does. She shows a lot of initiative. And she works very, very hard behind the scenes with the trains and everything, and above and beyond. So she's created a Gazette for all of you guys, so that you have a Gazette where she will post train things. She says, thank you, Honey Badger.
You're welcome.
He says, you're welcome. You're probably...
Honey Badger still don't give a shit.
You can't say that word.
Why not?
Stop. Shh. There's my water. I saw you getting your water. I was like, I want water. When he's drinking water, he really doesn't feel well. She is an amazing asset, yes. Okay, so we have the Gazette now where we will post updates. to the trains. We'll post train information. I still encourage all of you to tune into these coffee chats because there's important information here. Even after the fact, you can watch the replays. This was my whole point.
And it's a great time to ask questions directly.
Exactly. And maybe I was being a little too harsh, but I was like, listen, if you miss the coffee chats, then you miss out on this information. And oh, well. But you can always listen to the replay. You don't have to be watching. You don't have to watch me talk. You can listen to me talk. You can put it on your car radio while you're driving somewhere and you can listen. You don't have to be watching, but you can absorb all this information and you can know, hey, there's a train coming up. This is good information to know. This is valuable information. But thank you, Christina, for thinking of everyone in the community and creating this Gazette. So let me see. What is she putting here? Anyway, you can go and check. I was going to read it, but you guys can go and check it out. So she'll be posting updates here of the trains, the Niknax trains, so that you guys can see information there. So now you have multiple places to go for information on the trains. There's no more excuses. No more excuses. You can hear about trains in the coffee chat. You can hear about the trains in the Train Update Gazette. There is also the calendar. There is the train or the live sellers chat, and there are the Niknax train channels. You have all of those resources available to you. So utilize them. Please utilize them. Okay, so we have a social media chat channel. Where I announced that last week. We created the social media chat channel for you to post things that you would like to have shared around social media. Brandon and Katie are on it. They were checking it out and taking a peek at that. So they are aware of this and they are going to start pulling stuff from the chat channels, from that chat channel. So if you have something you want shared on social media, you think, oh, this would be a good thing to share. Also, promotions. We're going to possibly be putting links to the promotions so that you guys can share them out to your Facebook pages, your social media, stuff related to Niknax. If you want to share that, you can do that. So we'll post those links also to the social media channel. Alrighty. Let's see what else. We have new train guidelines and tips. On what day was that? Sunday night? On Sunday night, Christina and I sat down and we started talking about train guidelines and what expectations should be, what the guidelines should be in relations to trains, because we did have a few hiccups this weekend and we wanted to address those. I mean, the way my mind works, if you guys haven't picked up on this, is I see something that goes wrong. I see a problem and I'm a problem solver. I want to fix it. I want to figure out how can we fix this so that we can make sure it doesn't happen again. How can we fix this and turn it into a positive? So what we have created, I'm going to turn you guys around and show you.
Because ultimately, we're all really learning as we go here.
Yes, and I've mentioned this on previous coffee chats, is that, this is my first time running a marketplace. I'm still learning how this works. And so I'm learning as I go. So we haven't really had we've had like kind of a few guidelines, but here they are all fleshed out so that you have a clear picture of our guidelines. It's a lot. But we wanted you to have a clear picture of this is our expectations. This is what it takes to be in a train. These are the expectations of our participants and our conductors in a train. So there's tips in here. Basically what I've done here is here is the definition of a train for anyone who's like, what is a train? We have the definition of a train. We have the definition of the roles in a train. We have, the train conductor. We have the participants in the train. Most importantly, remember that these trains are supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be fun for the conductor, the person organizing the train, and they're supposed to be fun for the participants. If you're not having fun, then maybe the train is not for you. Maybe you're better off doing singular live sales. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to feel that you need to have trains, that you need to organize trains, that you need to be a part of trains. You don't need to feel that way. I don't want you to feel that way. It's fun to be a part of trains, but if they stress you out, you don't need, like, one conversation I had recently was, I am stressed out at the idea of organizing trains.
I think it's really important too that the conductor is not necessarily in every stream, but present and available if there's a problem,
Yes.
that they can be reached and gotten a hold of to help assist to keep the train moving. Because if you have a seller that gets frustrated or doesn't know what to do and gets upset and ends their stream early without raiding into the next person, they're essentially derailing the train, and it's just going to make the rest of the train more difficult. So I think it's very important that the person who is taking on that role is taking on a responsibility to keep it organized and keep it flowing, and needs to be present and available. Not necessarily every minute of every stream, but around and reachable in some way, shape, or form.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And I do have that on here as well. But one thing that's important, and the conversation I had this weekend was about, like, I'm stressed out at the idea of organizing trains, and I knew that I would not be good at that. And I saw Christina, she's a rock star. And I was like, you know what? We need Christina on our team because she's a rock star. She's really good at this. And I feel like she is the star of the show when it comes to organizing trains. She does an amazing job making sure that everyone's doing their part, that they have their shows scheduled, that we have the promotion behind it, the themes. Like, she is just so good at it. And then I could just hop on board the train and I don't have to worry about organizing. So that is her gift. She is very gifted at that. And not everyone is going to be a conductor, and that's okay. I'm not a conductor. I could not organize a train. I'm not an organized person. If you guys haven't picked up on that. Okay. So here are the participant tips and guidelines. I did post this in the live train chat this morning, so you guys can go and check it out. We may make some tweaks to this. I know Christina wanted to take a better look at it, but I wanted to review it today in the chat, and so that's why I posted it a little prematurely. So yeah, I mean, Mary is very stressed by this, and so she stepped down from it. She's like me. She's stressed by it, and that's okay. It's okay to recognize that maybe this, maybe I'm better off being a participant than a conductor. So here is, train participant tips and guidelines. Before signing up for a train, consider that you are committed to the theme and able to fulfill your obligation as a participant. It's very important. Before you sign up for a train, realize that not every train is a good idea. That's really important. You have to acknowledge that. Is this a good idea? You consider if you need to think, will I be successful? You're not going to be successful on every train. Okay. Think of the theme of the train. Do you sell a lot of that item outside of a train? If the theme is, I don't know, bottle caps. Do you sell a lot of bottle caps? I'm just looking at my desk. I'm like, oh, look, it's a hint cap. You guys know I have these like hanging around everywhere. Do you sell a lot of these normally?
Wall art.
Do you sell a lot of these normally? Do you think, I know you sell a ton of these. Well, I mean, what I'm saying is, if somebody was to propose a train and be like, hey, who wants to sign up for these 1 hour time slots on these bottle caps? Are you going to sign up for that? Or are you going to be like, that's a great idea, I'm signing up? Don't think that through. Okay. Okay. So I encourage all of you to look through these. Like I said, there's tips in there. Encourage viewers to take a look at your buy it now. So if you're just getting involved in trains and you're looking for tips, this is also valuable to you. If you're thinking about it, maybe you're not signed up for a train yet, but this is valuable. You may want to run items with pre-bids first. If the sale concludes without these items, the pre-bids are void. That's an important one. This is really important because we had this issue this weekend. We had a seller or sellers who ended their sale early. Do not end your sale early.
That's like the worst thing you could do.
That is the worst thing you can do. Granted, there were circumstances leading up to that could have been avoided. There were so I can't say all the fault lands on them, but there could have been steps taken to avoid ending the sale early, and
that's where the conductor comes in.
And that's where the conductor comes in. So that's part of why Christina and I felt it was important to sit down and write all this out and flesh out the guidelines and make sure that we're all on the same page. So if you get through all your items too early, these are, things you can do. You can bring your buy it now items to the stage and talk about them. You can show items that you've already run that haven't sold. People are constantly popping in and out. So something that didn't sell early on might sell later on when the right person shows up. There's a right person for every item. So keep that in mind. Then that goes back to knowing how to rerun your items. You can always add items on the fly and start them at the least amount you're willing to accept. But you need to know how to add items on the fly.
And I think it's important for people to understand too that we're not here to stand over everybody's shoulder and micromanage everything that's going on. We want everybody to be successful.
That's the bottom line. I just want everyone to be successful.
We want everybody to have the tools at their grasp to do the best that they can and be as successful as they can.
And I think that's the bottom line. When somebody ends their sale early, it affects everybody. And then it throws off the train. And so not everyone is then, you're not set up for success because, it throws off the success because you end your sale earlier, it derails the train. And then it puts everybody in a bad spot. When you sign up for a train, you become part of a team. And even if you are having a bad sale, it is your job as a participant in a train to set the next person up for success. That is your responsibility being part of a train. It is your responsibility to set the next person up for success, even if you're not seeing success. And that, if you're not able to do that, don't sign up for a train.
And there may be 3,000 sellers, but it's 3,000 people in a community of sellers that are there to help each other, support each other, back each other up, and boost each other.
Yeah.
And the more we do that, the more successful everybody's going to be.
Yes. Robin's Nest Resale says talk about the next person. I do also have that on the list. You can see number 14. The wrap-up is just important as the introduction. Introduce yourself again. Ask the viewers to follow for future notifications. Announce any upcoming sales that you may have. Thank the conductor. And introduce the next seller before rating. Okay, so know who you are rating into. Introduce the next seller. Give them that next we're rating into so-and-so. Maybe know something about them. Maybe know one of their items that you were really excited about. Be like, they have this amazing vase. You guys are going to be so excited about that. So make sure that you're hyping up the next seller to move the train along. Okay, so keep that in mind. So that is why this is important for you guys just to read through. I know it's a lot. I just wanted to cover this last bit because this is new, but this is going to be going forward. We did have a few issues this weekend and I was really kind of upset about it. I've had time to think about it. I'm not going to come down on anyone because we didn't have this in place prior, but going forward, we are going to have some consequences. We're going to take it on a case-by-case basis, but I want you to know this how serious it is when you have people depending on you that you follow through, because it's not just you. You have others depending on you when you are involved in a train. You are a team. So any disregard for the guidelines may result in suspension of marketplace live permissions. So we may suspend your live ability to go live for 3 days, 7 days. That's an option. We could ban you from the Niknax monthly sponsored trains, or you could receive a complete ban from the marketplace. So if you're signing up for a train, please take it seriously. This is my way of saying I want you to take it seriously. Please take it seriously. That's why I put that in there. Please. but I don't want to have to do that. I just I realize that some people aren't maybe taking it as serious as it should be. But our purpose in the trains is to build everybody up. That's what we want. We want to encourage everyone, be positive, be an uplifting community, and be a team when we're on these trains. Okay. So I just wanted to, I put it in bold, italics. I wanted everyone to see it. It's right there.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Teamwork. But I mean, it's just common sense. A lot of it is common sense. It's common sense. So hopefully it's not that hard. It's not that hard. This is the first real issue we've had with any of this. So, I mean, that's saying something. We've been doing this since November. This is the first real issue we've had that has had to be addressed. But I just didn't want to have a second issue. So I wanted to make sure that we had. Yes. So if you go onto Niknax, let me show you exactly where I put it. Because I put it in a few places. Let me jump over to Niknax. So if you go to the Niknax here, I put it in 2 places. I put it right here, get started, seller guidelines. It's right down here. There is a link. So you can click on that. And there's also a link right here in live trains. It's getting buried. So that's why I put it in the second location, but I did post it this morning right here. So you can, and it will go in the Gazette. There you go. Christina's going to pop it into the Gazette. We may make a few tweaks. And if we do make changes, we will post an update to what we have previously had. So we'll make sure that you guys know we've updated the guidelines, this, that, and the other. So you guys know that there have been updates made. Okay. But I want to avoid what happened this weekend. And it's, I feel partly at fault. I mean, I hope I'm telling myself it's not my fault. I feel partly at fault because I was away. I wasn't keeping it close. I micromanaged the marketplace maybe a little too much. And I feel like if I had been there, I maybe could have fixed it and made it, I put a lot of pressure on myself, but I'm like, if I had just been there, maybe things could have gone different.
We can't monitor every moment of every hour of every day of every week. It's impossible. There's no way to be in every single stream. And I will tell you, that Joss is online so much, watching and monitoring and coming up with ideas and thoughts. Seriously, she spends. Well, you spend a lot of time on this, and you put a lot of effort in this, and you're not there to dictate to people. You're there to help people. That's what you're there for, and you do that, and you do quite a bit of that. But on the same token, I expect the people that are participating in these trains and events to do their part as well, because otherwise it just leads to some serious disappointment.
Yeah. Okay, so that's one thing we definitely wanted to cover today was the trains. After this weekend, we kind of needed to reevaluate guidelines and go through all of that. So please be mindful of that going forward. If you have a chance, look through the guidelines. We're going to maybe make it. I've sent to Christine, I'm like, we should put this into a Canva template and make it a lot more because right now it's just like a Google Doc. So we'll come up with something because I know Christina wanted to take a look at that and maybe add a few points. You guys are so sweet. I can't even read your comments because you're going to make me cry. Stop it. Stop it. Everybody stop. Okay. All right.
Should I come over there and tickle you?
Stop. You can't tickle me.
Will it make you pee?
I will. I had 3 kids.
Would you rather cry or pee?
Stop.
Smeared makeup or wet shorts?
All right. Let's see. Okay, another thing we need to talk about. I even told Andrew, I'm like, I always look forward to these coffee chats. Like, I look forward to these coffee chats so much. And I was like, I'm not really looking forward to this coffee chat today because I feel like I'm just like coming down on everybody. And I don't want it to come across that way. Like, I really just I want the best for the marketplace. But the next conversation we're going to have is IDing items. I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. If you don't know what an item is, please just call it what it is. Don't guess. We have the Niknax quality enforcement. So some of you may have received messages from Niknax quality. And oh my gosh, look at that. Stop.
Tinkle tears.
Stop it. Some of you may have received messages from Niknax quality enforcement. Logan, who is part of our team. He's extremely knowledgeable. It just blows my mind how much knowledge Logan has. I mean, he's incredible. And he is on our team as Niknax quality enforcement. So he scans the marketplace for there's a guy at the door. Ooh. So he scans the marketplace for listings that might not be correctly identified. And so if you get a message from that account, it is a legitimate Niknax account. And so it's not to come down on anybody when you receive one of those messages. It's basically just to let you know, like, hey, you've listed this for an example, you've listed this as Murano. This is not listed correctly. Please adjust your listing. Utilize the ID Me chat channel. I'll show you guys where that is. You can always use the ID Me chat channel. It really does come in handy. There's also a lot of really knowledgeable Facebook groups to post in. But you can see here, this is the ID Me page, and you'll see Logan in there. He's helping out in there. So he may send you a message, you post it in ID Me, and he can help you identify it. Extremely knowledgeable. So please don't feel like, don't get upset if you get a message. He's just trying to help. I really like, one of the things about starting the marketplace that was very important to me was the integrity of the marketplace and making sure that we list our items correctly. I will say that Logan is the only one. If you're receiving messages from other people on the marketplace, please let us know. That was an issue. We had somebody on the marketplace who was sending messages to other sellers telling them they had their items incorrectly listed. I can understand that they were trying to be helpful, but I had to ask them to please stop, because that is Logan's job. And he is the one who is on the Niknax team who sends out those messages. So if you do receive a message from another person who is not NN, what was a quality assurance? Oh, quality enforcement. Please let us know. Please let us know. But don't have hurt feelings if you do receive that. It's just us trying to make sure that our buyers are getting items that are correctly identified. Okay. We don't want to mislead anybody. So if you have a piece of art glass, you're not sure what it is, just call it art glass. Okay.
It is okay to not know something.
It's okay to not know. If a collector sees that item, they're going to know. They're going to know. So if you think it might be something, you can price it what you think you know. If you think like, oh, I think this might be Murano, or this one. Oh, this is a really nice piece of Bohemian glass. And, I'm going to, I don't know if this is Lotz or acrylic. I'm going to price it like I think I might know what it is, but I'm going to call it Bohemian because I don't know which one it is off the top of my head, so I'm just going to call it Bohemian. It could be one, it could be the other, I'm going to call it like it is. I'm not going to make it up.
Yeah, don't over embellish an item just to sell it.
Exactly. So that's just your weekly reminder. Your weekly reminder to be careful what you're calling things. Be professional in the seller chats is another reminder. I don't remember what brought that note on. I'm sure there was something during the weekend that were like, oh man, be professional in the seller chats. Okay. So one thing, that like meme that's like, this could have been an email. In the seller chats, like think about, or in any of the chats, if think about like, oh, I can direct message this person, because the seller or all of the chats like seem to go really quickly. Things get buried quickly. So think about, can this be a direct message to this person? And then we now have the ability to direct message. I know we need to fix on the bid button. I'm going to bring that up again. I brought that up a few times. I will bring it up again, a fix on the bid button, because we've all done it.
Oh, and don't worry, I've got a list of things I want to crack the whip on.
That means you might be sitting in on the meeting. So yes, bid button. I understand it's an issue. Please, everyone, just be extra careful. Keep your bid button away from your kids and your cats and all of that. I know I've done it a few times myself. I feel like we've all done it. We've all done it.
It's still a tap.
It's still a tap.
It needs to be swipe.
Yeah. That's the reason why when people do it, I can't be upset. It's like, okay, I understand that was a mistake. Let's fix it. You can't be mad at somebody for accidentally hitting it. If we have somebody who's doing it consistently, it's like, you're doing that a lot. We may need to look into this. But mistakes happen. So I try not to get upset about it. And I would encourage you guys just to, roll with it. It's a bummer, but just roll with it. Let's see. Okay, we want to encourage everyone to continue to share Niknax, share your items on your socials, share what you're purchasing on Niknax, do unboxings, stuff like that. I share, just remember to share Niknax out there into the world. We're growing really fast, which is so exciting. There's more and more lives happening every day. It's amazing. I was really excited to launch Niknax. I never expected it to grow as quickly as it's growing. And this community is just so amazing, so kind and positive. And it really is a wonderful place. And I really hope that we can just bottle that up and keep it this way. That we can continue to thrive and be kind. And
it's full of life.
It is. Oh, absolutely. And I want it to stay that way. I don't, like, a part of me is afraid of it growing and losing that, but we're going to continue to grow.
And one of the things we kind of talked about was, as it grows, we're going to be adding more team members, and there's going to be people that are going to step in and take positions and help out a little bit more here and there. And there will be more resources available to the community for different things.
Yeah.
And there will be some growing pains.
Oh, absolutely. Obviously we have to adjust. For instance, the guidelines. They said they can't hear you.
I'm not important anyway.
No, stop. He was saying how we're going to have growing pains, and we're going to have to bring on more team members to help us as we grow. Obviously, one of the growing pains was, having a few issues this weekend, and we had to figure out how we needed to adjust and what we needed to implement. And I feel like we're going to have to continue to do things like that. Like, okay, well, here's a problem we have. How do we fix it? How do we adjust? And then roll with it. And if that adjustment doesn't quite work, we're going to have to adjust again. But that's, part of business. I feel like that's how I've run my business. I see a problem, I adjust. If that doesn't work, I adjust again. And I'm applying that to the marketplace as well. So I'm hoping that it's working. We're just adjusting as we go. Never done this before, but here we are. And we're just going to roll with it. Next we have the summer slowdown. Last week we launched the summer slowdown, the summer vacation. It's a Niknax event, but it is a summer-long event. So it's not a train. And in case you missed last week's coffee chat, I'm going to show you real quick what exactly it is. I got to peek around here. Summer vacation. Okay, let me turn you guys around. All right, in case you missed it last week, we have this thumbnail sitting in the summer vacation tab. We want to encourage you guys to bring us on your summer vacations. So if you're going places this summer, if you're going someplace exotic, if you're going down camping down the road, we want to encourage you guys to bring Niknax along with you. Show us where we want to go on vacation with you is basically what I'm saying. So you can see it's all summer long on niknax.net. We're allowing for extended shipping times. So if you are away on vacation, say, you're away for a week, we're going to allow for 5 days shipping time max. So I calculate it right. Make sure you have a good cell signal. Make sure you have Wi-Fi. But go somewhere outside, sell a few small things, just give people a look at the scenery, that's what I want to inspire you guys to do. Take us with you. I think that could just be so much fun. So we wanted to encourage you guys to do this and use this thumbnail. If you are doing it, use this thumbnail. I want you to reiterate multiple times in your sale about the shipping. If you're not going to be able to ship within 3 business days, which is the marketplace standard, please let people know. I will be shipping this when I return. I'll be shipping on this date, this, that, and the other. Okay. So then we can track it and make sure that things are being shipped. If we get a complaint, this person isn't shipped yet, we can look back and be like, okay, well, this was the shipping time on this. Like this person said in their show multiple times, I'll ship on this date. So, please be patient. They've said this multiple times. You should have been paying attention. I want to make sure that we're covering our sellers, we're protecting our sellers. So we can protect you as long as you protect yourselves by saying we're shipping and, on this date. Okay. That's something very important to remember. We can protect you as long as you protect yourselves. The same goes for when you're showing an item in a live sale and you're like, oh, this has a chip right here. You're protecting yourselves. So when a buyer comes back and says, oh, this item was chipped and they didn't tell me about it, we can go back and look at it and be like, no, they showed it. They said there's a chip right here. You've protected yourself. Protect yourself by telling us about the shipping time. That's the beauty of live sales.
Yeah, because even if they delete the video
Yes.
from their profile, we can still see all of
Yes,
that.
I can see all your replays, even if you delete them. And the chat, just so you know.
I like that.
That came in handy this weekend because there were a few sales deleted. Okay, let me see. Next, there is tagging. When you're posting on social media, please tag Niknax Marketplace and also district.net. Well, when something goes wrong and things start to get deleted because things go wrong, I can still look. That's what I'm saying. So tag district.net. We're talking about tagging our items. Yeah, please make sure that you're tagging your items correctly. I talked about this last week. When you're tagging your items, they're not hashtags. They're called tags, but I want to kind of get away from calling them tags to calling them categorizing, because the tags are categories. So if you see a category that's vases, you tag it vase, it goes into the vase category. Okay, so you're basically putting it in the category. You see art glass, you're putting it in the art glass category. So if you have a vase, don't be tagging it figurine.
Enamel dishware.
Yeah, don't be tagging it figurine or
because that's keyword,
fishing pole.
It's keyword spamming.
It's keyword spamming, essentially, because then it's going into all these categories that it isn't. And when people are searching the marketplace in the categories, they're seeing it all over the place, and they're like, well, that's not, like, they may be looking for fishing and they're looking at fishing and they're seeing vases and they're like, what is this?
And while you might think it's doing something to benefit you, it's really detrimental to the search engines for your customers.
Yes, and for the marketplace as a whole, because people are coming on and they're like, oh, I don't really want to shop on Niknax because I'm trying to find this and there's a bunch of vases and fishing, so I'm not even going to bother on that marketplace. So you're not just hurting yourself, you're hurting the whole marketplace, and you're hurting other sellers by tagging your items incorrectly. So keep that in mind, because, you know, as a buyer coming into the marketplace and seeing the categories. When you're mistagging things and they're ending up in the wrong places, that's the buyer experience. The buyer is seeing, okay, well, this is really hard to navigate and nothing's where it should be, and I don't want to be here. So consider that when you're tagging. All right. I agree. As I search for items, I see pictures of something I need info on and actually something totally different. Frustrating. Yeah. Yes, we need to think as a whole. I like that. We need to think of as a community. Think of how your actions affect. Like, yes, you are a seller on the marketplace, and you do need to think about yourself and your business. But as a community, we need to work together, because
if you have everybody else's back, then everybody else has your back, and it just makes things flow so much smoother.
Exactly.
It's all about a smooth, easy marketplace.
And that's what sets us apart, because I feel like a lot of the other a lot of the other platforms are everyone for themselves. And that's not how we are here. And I feel like that's what sets us apart and makes us better, is that we are operating as a community. And I like that a lot. I like the vibe. I think it's a good vibe. We're here to help one another, and we are a community. I think on the banner I even put e-community, like, because we're an internet community. You know, we're not just a selling marketplace or a platform. We are a community of people building each other up while also, you know, running our businesses. And yes, there has to be some selfishness in the fact that, okay, I am running my business. I need to support my family. I need to make money. But there's no reason why you can't do that while also supporting others. So,
and there's no reason why you can't do that without crossing certain lines.
Yes. Upcoming events. Let's discuss upcoming events. We're almost to the end of our notes. Let me see here. Upcoming events. So let's hop into June. Oh my goodness. Can you believe it? I just realized Laurel's birthday is in 2 weeks, and she is going to be 2 years old. It shows her favorite word is no. No, no, mommy. No, no, daddy. No. All right. So.
But it's even better when she does it with my temper. No.
Oh yeah, she gets so mad. She like, oh yeah, in her accent. Yeah, she has a British accent because she watches so much Peppa Pig. Mommy, daddy. It's so funny, but like, it's really funny when she like gets really mad, and like you can tell when she's really mad because it's like, no, mommy. Like, it's depending on how long the n is, like, you know how mad she is. So I cannot wait until she's out of this no stage, because
she talks with her hands too.
She does. No, mommy, no.
She does what I do.
She is something, and then she stomps her feet. Yeah, she is unlike either of my other two. I don't even know what I got myself into with this one. It must be him. It's his genes. Because I'm like, everyone's talking about terrible twos, and with my other two, I'm like looking at him. I'm like, terrible twos? What are you even talking about? They were like such angels.
Yeah, right.
They did not have terrible twos. Ashton and Juliet have always been just so mellow, so chill, so cool. And then Laurel comes along, and I'm like, this is the terrible twos. Now I understand. Now I get it. Now I know what they're talking about.
You're going to learn.
Yeah, the terrible threes. Oh boy, we're in for it. All right, let's talk about events. So we have a lot happening this week. It is going to be a wild week here on Niknax. If you've noticed, we changed the banner to promote this weekend's Niknax sponsored events, which I'm actually really proud of. I'm really proud. Christina's like, are you going to change the banner? And I was like, because I still had the zoo contest. But I was like, yeah, that's a good idea. I should do that. So here is our Niknax banner for the week. Niknax Paperweight Extravaganza, because on the 7th, we are having the Fast Freight Friday train I nailed it the first time. I'm so excited. So we're going to have the Fast Friday freight train. Oh man, I did say it wrong. That's going to be on Friday. So I'm going to be kicking off that train. I think it's 6 o'clock. I'm going to run for an hour, and then I'm going to pass it off, and we're going to do 15-minute time slots for the duration of the night. All paperweights. So that's going to be on Friday the 7th. All right. And then, let me see. Oh, you know what? I should probably keep it over here. And then, I actually don't have it. Or is it showing yet? I don't have it in front of me. Oh, wait. Maybe I do. Hang on. Stand by. Paperweight train. Christina, do we have the sign up for the paperweight train? Why is that not going farther up?
Because you're using a Mac.
Listen. I don't see it. Okay. I don't see it. Okay. Anyway, so then on Saturday, we are having a paperweight train. So Saturday will be the paperweight train. I'm going to be going live at 2 o'clock on Saturday to launch the train. That'll be 2 o'clock on Saturday. I'm going to launch the train. We're going to have 2-hour time slots on Saturday. Oh, did you just send it to me? All right. So here is the freight train. So you can see I'm going to kick it off at 6 o'clock. Christina's going to follow me up. And then we have all evening up until 11:45. This is the schedule. It's going to be real. Look at that. That's so exciting. So 15-minute time slots. It's going to go quick. It's going to be fast paced. But everyone's going to bring their paperweights. This isn't empty. This is Peculiar Finds right here. Oh, there is an empty slot. Oh, look at that. 11:30 is empty. So if anyone wants it, there you go. So 11:30, this is Eastern. There is an empty slot, so you can pop in there if you want. These are 15-minute time slots. So just a couple paperweights, maybe like 2 paperweights, 3, 4. How many are we thinking? Let me think for a second. Maybe like 5 paperweights. All right, Christina says, email me if you want that spot. 12. Oh my goodness. That's about how many I get through in a half hour. I get through about 12 and a half hour. I also have that on our guidelines over here. If you look, I included on the guidelines that make sure your train is preloaded with the appropriate number of items. A 30-minute sale will usually accommodate 12 to 15 items. So that's on the guidelines as well. I included that in here. All right. So important stuff on here. Remember that. So anyway, so that's going to happen on Friday. And then Saturday is going to be another paperweight train. Those are 2-hour time slots. Okay. Originally for the paperweight train, I was going to just do a solo paperweight train and read into my friend Peter. And that was going to be it. And then I was like, we should get the rest of the community involved. And now it's escalated to 4 days of paperweights. So Saturday was my originally planned paperweight sale at 2 o'clock for 2 hours. Peter's going to go after me, and then Christina, and everyone on Saturday is having 2-hour time slots. And then on Sunday, we're doing 1-hour time slots. I did have a time slot on Sunday, but I am going to go to the zoo with my family. So I gave up my 1-hour time slot, and that's what I'm doing Friday. So Sunday are 1-hour time slots. And then Monday are half-hour time slots. So it is 4 days of paperweights. I encourage all of our sellers to have their paperweights preloaded. 500 what? Yeah, 2,300 of my best friends that I take to dinner every week. You have grandkids Sunday, I'll be busy. So It's going to be a crazy, if you like paperweights, and people are like, who uses paperweights nowadays? It's not about the use of the paperweights. It's about the art of the paperweights. Oh, Annie has 500. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. That's amazing, Annie. So it's not like people are like, well, nobody uses paperweights anymore. It's the art. It's the art. There are some amazing paperweights. Amazing. They just had a paperweight show. I think it was in New England, and seeing some of the paperweights that they've posted in the Paperweight Heaven Facebook group, it's just been like, I'm like, these are incredible works of art. And that's what it is. Yes, buy it now, sellers. Get your paperweights listed. Get your paperweights listed. I am going to pin paperweights for the week. That is going to be our weekly theme. I am not going to, listen, I'm going to trust you guys. I'm not going to choose this week. I'm not going to go in and pick them myself. I'm going to pin the paperweight theme as the weekly theme. Paperweights is going to be it. So if you've tagged your items paperweights, that is going to be at the top. Okay. So usually weekly theme, I select all the items, but this week we have a category called paperweights. So if you're tagging your items paperweights, if you're abusing it, I'm going to get annoyed and then I'm going to take it away. Because I'm going to have to go through and untag your items. The team is constantly untagging items that are incorrectly tagged. And if you're abusing it, I'll go in and I'll untag your items and then I'll take it away. So everybody behave. Don't be that one person that ruins it for everyone. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fix that. I'm trying to think what else. Okay. What else do we have on our list? Okay. So we are going to be completing, I saw somebody ask about the frequently asked questions chat. We have not done that yet. We're still kind of working on that. Last week was a total blur for me. I was so busy I was so focused on getting ready to leave for Madison Bachville. And then this weekend was a blur. And then today I was sending messages. I was getting back to it. Like today was my, okay, back to work day. I think I sent Stana a bunch of texts. I'm like, we need this, we need that. So I sent a bunch of stuff. Okay, so let's introduce the Niknax team before we hop off so that everybody knows who is on the team. I feel like most people know who is on the team. Is that what you're talking about, Christina? No, I'm not selling Sunday. I was going to sell on Sunday, but I decided to give up my time slot so that the family could go to the zoo on Sunday. So I decided to pull out of my Sunday slot. You do not get a notification if something is untagged. No. All right, so let's go through this real quickly. Our team, obviously, I'm Jocelyn, the Crazy Lamp Lady on YouTube and Facebook. I am the owner of Niknax. It is hosted on the platform District, but this is my marketplace. I call all the shots here. I'm the boss lady. That is me. Merriweather Market has been working with me longer than any employee that I have. Hello, she's there in the chat. She is constantly creeping around in the chat channels, answering questions, supporting our members. She is the OG, yes. She does everything she possibly can to support our sellers and our members. She is a fixture here on Niknax, and she's very helpful to everyone. She also runs my Facebook group, Old Things Thrifters and Pickers by Niknax, which we've kind of incorporated into the Niknax family. So she runs that as well. Mary has been getting a lot of messages about technical issues or issues with packages and stuff like that. Those things need to go to District. So if you have an issue with a package, you have an issue with a buyer, that needs to go to District. So you can message support@district.net. Mary doesn't handle that. District handles buyer and seller support. And when she doesn't sleep, and when we have issues, like constant issues, they reach out to me, and then I decide how to deal and handle certain situations. But like if you have had an issue where, say, a buyer hasn't shipped out a, or I'm sorry, seller hasn't shipped out a package, or you receive something broken, that goes to district support. That is not something that Mary handles. But if you have questions about Niknax, if you have questions around the marketplace, you can you can reach out to Mary. Yes, Sienna will follow up, or sometimes Ivan, depending on who gets it. I know Ivan steps in for Sienna occasionally. So we also have Logan. Logan is helping with quality assurance. So he's the one sending out messages, helping to ID stuff. I think actually Mary, I don't know if Mary sent out a few as well, but if you have items that are not listed correctly, you are identifying something as something it is not, you will receive a message from quality control. I don't know why I can't seem to get that. You will receive a message from Niknax Quality Control. That is coming from Logan. That is a part of Niknax Quality Enforcement. Thank you. Don't be upset. It's just our way of trying to make sure that the integrity of the marketplace is good. It is good. Because I see other places where, stuff is sold as something it is not, and I don't like that. So I just want to make sure that we are on top of it. There are lots of resources out there. We have the ID Me chat channel. There are Facebook groups that have experts that you can post and just make sure you follow their rules. But there are lots of Facebook groups out there with people that are willing and able to help, that are experts offering their expertise for nothing. So go and check that out. Oh, thank you. Thank you for your purchase. That's happy. So, utilize that, and then you learn. You can always learn. I'm still learning every single day. And I know that occasionally I also get it wrong. But I am never opposed to being told that that I've gotten it wrong. And then I'm like, oh, really? Tell me more. I want to know, how did I get it wrong? What actually is it? I want to learn about this. I want to learn from this, and I feel like that's how you guys should look at it too. If you get a message from Logan and, it'll be like, okay, well, where did I go wrong? And then learn from it. That's how you grow as a reseller, and you learn more things. So we have Mary, we have Logan, we have Christina Moonsky, who is our conductor. She is our conductor. She handles all of our trains, all of the trains, the events. She is our event organizer. She does an amazing job handling all of our events. She also handles me. She makes sure I'm like on task, which is amazing. So yeah. Not only does she organize our events, she organizes Jocelyn, which I probably needed a little bit of. So yes, there is Christina. And if you're reaching out to Christina about anything related to trains, make sure you are not direct messaging her. You need to message her via her email. You need to email her, is basically what I'm trying to say. Email her at community@niknax.net. Do not send her private messages about trains. We've talked about this before. She is also a seller here on Niknax, and it needs to go through her email, because otherwise she would get inundated. Okay, we have Katie and Brandon, who handle our marketing. So whenever you see those really fun reels pop up, they created a commercial recently that was super fun. We posted that over on the Niknax Facebook page. If you see it, share it. So we have a really fun commercial that they made recently. They are the ones behind, I know, wasn't that so cute? They're a husband and wife team, and they are our social media team. So they're the ones behind that. Obviously, I have my team here at the shop, but they are more of like my crazy lamp lady team, Shelby and Sage, and Andrew, of course. And then And then we have our moderators who we started adding last week when moderators were available. Pixie Sticks, Stacy, right there in the chat. She is a moderator here on Niknax, which means she can come down on you. No, I'm just kidding. It's really not that scary. But she when she's in the chats, she can keep an eye on things. If she sees something that's not supposed to be there, she can delete it. If somebody's misbehaving, she can remove them. She has the power. She has the power, which is really important. Because as we continue to grow, obviously, the admins cannot keep an eye on everything. We can't possibly watch everything as it continues to grow. Peter is a moderator. Peter has been a friend of mine for a very long time. Also super, super knowledgeable. When I don't know about a piece of glass, I go to Peter and he's like so knowledgeable. And then my flippin' van life, Sandy, is also a moderator. So you're probably like, well, why did you pick your friends as moderators? I needed a certain level of trust with my moderators, because it's not like Whatnot where you can select certain people in your live show and those are your moderators. They are moderators for our entire marketplace, and some of the permissions they have were a little bit scary. So I had to pick people that I knew I could trust. Not that I don't trust you guys, but they're a little bit like, oh, they can do what? So that's, I'm waiting for the day when we can actually pick our own moderators for a live sale. But for the time being, if you have issue in a sale and you notice any of those 3 in your sale, or any of the admins, please know that they can handle anything. And I just want to encourage you also that if you see something you think is not right, please screenshot it. That is important. Please screenshot it. Please send it to one of the admins. Please send it to us. That is how we are able to keep an eye on the marketplace, to know what is happening. Even if we don't take action on something that has happened, we at least are aware of it. So if we see a pattern of behavior with a certain seller, with a certain buyer, we're able to act on it. It's basic, neighborhood watch. So make sure you're screenshotting. Make sure you take screenshots. Because even if we're like, oh, well, that's really not something we really care about. I mean, I would never say like, oh, okay, thanks, but it's important, because if it is like a reoccurring behavior that we are like, ooh, we had that same person do something similar, we need to know about it. So, all right. So I think that's really all we had to talk about today. That was a lot. Yes, you can screenshot while you're live. Yes, you absolutely can. You can screenshot while you're live, and also others can screenshot as well. What? I missed something. So yeah. Everyone take a deep breath. Okay. So, I can maybe take let's do 2 minutes of questions. I'm still going through applications. I have over 600 now. I'm like always so proud of myself. I'm like, oh my gosh, guys, I've gotten down to this many applications. And then next time I'm like, I have over this many. Which is a wonderful problem to have. It's a wonderful problem to have. It's a good problem to have, right? It means everyone wants to be a part. Everyone wants to be a part and a part of our community. So I'm going to try to get through applications this week. Last week, as I mentioned, was kind of just a whirlwind because of what I had going on with Madison Bachville and trying to get out the door. And then this weekend was just crazy because it was Christina, me, and Laurel. But now today was back to work. I've got lots of stuff to do. I don't even have a video to post tonight. I got to figure out something to film. Yes, we did discuss the name change for Mainly Made last week. I'm going to have to fix, that's one thing I messaged Sienna about today. The URL for Mainly Made is not working. I'm going to fix that today. I do want to have another coffee chat regarding Mainly Made. I wanted to do it right after this, but I'm not going to have time. I had talked to Andrew about maybe taking him to urgent care because he's still not feeling 100%. So I'm just trying to figure out my plan for the day. But I do want to have another coffee chat for Mainly Made and discuss that marketplace. I'm going to be doing a shuffling of that. And maybe it's not COVID. It's a stomach bug. It's not COVID. It's a stomach bug. Let's see. Yeah, it's been a bad stomach bug. I was actually kind of like at the end. I was going to stay one more day. I was actually going to do my coffee chat from New York, and I left yesterday to come home. So, who won the costume contest? The Tarnished Teaspoon was first, and then Quality was second, and then Candyland Curiosities was third, and Fragile was best in show. Yay, confettis! Let's see. All right, well, I think I'm going to end this. I am going to encourage you that if I did not get to your question, if you still have questions, please post them in the seller chat. I know that today there was a lot. There was a lot today just because it was a busy weekend. Lots of sales happened. Oh, let me just tell you guys this. Despite everything going on this weekend, despite everything and, the issues that we had with some of the trains and everything, I just wanted to let you guys know that this was our best week ever for the marketplace. Our best week ever as far as sales. So despite everything, this was our best week ever. So yes, we hit a few bumps, but the positive side of things is that we hit a milestone. So, yes, there was a few bumps. There was a few issues. We've adjusted. And now we're going to make this week even better because we're going to sell a lot of paperweights. So tell all your paperweight friends about it. Yes. Great job, everyone. Great job, everyone. I'm so proud of all of you. It was a fantastic weekend, and I did notice that some people on the trains didn't have the best of sales, but you know what? Even though you did not have the best of sales, you followed the assignment, you knew the assignment, and you set the next seller up for success. And that is the purpose of the trains. I mean, not necessarily, but that is a goal of the trains, is that even if you're not having your best sale, even if, you're struggling, you're setting the next person up for success because you are part of a team when you're involved on a train. So that's my pep talk. We're going to end it with that. Teamwork. Yeah, teamwork. All right. So let me turn you guys around. What was I going to show? Oh, I was showing you guys something and then I got distracted. Oh, yes. If you have any more questions, you can ask your seller-related questions here. Marketplace-related questions can go into the general chat. Where did that go? General chat. I'm like, I don't even know anymore. I've been away and I'm like, where is everything? General chat. So this is just our general chat. Sellers can see it. Members can see it. But you can post general questions in here, but you can use all of our chat channels available to you. The locked ones mean that they have specific permissions. So some people can see them, some people can't. But there you go. So if you have any additional questions, please, please, please put your questions in there. And on that note, I'm going to call it quits. We're going to do a raid. Mary, who am I raiding today? Do we have a raid set up? Did I miss something? Christina's sending me all these cryptic messages, and I'm like, what is happening? Are you? I'm confused. Wait, okay. You're ghost messaging me and I don't know what we're ghosting about. Thrifting t-shirt. Okay. Birthday bash, right? She's having her birthday. Is she celebrating her birthday? Let's see. Birthday week sale. All right. I want everybody to wish her happy birthday because it is her birthday week, I'm assuming by the title. And everybody have a wonderful day. I'm not doing a live sale today. I've got too much to get caught up on, but I will be doing a live shop to shop tomorrow at 4 p.m., my usual time. And then I have a sale Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and not Sunday. We're not doing Sunday. But yeah, so everybody have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. So long.